I'm proud to tell you that this video is going to be brought to you by Gfuel, and by using my affiliate link in the pinned comment and in the description box, you'll not only be helping support the channel since it's a affiliate link. I do get a small commission for each sale that's made, so I don't get anything unless you guys purchase it. However, you'll also be able to get some really cool anime themed merchandise as well as energy tubs and different energy formulas. I personally use Gfuel a lot, and when it comes to anime, there's a plethora of different anime to choose from. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, My Hero Academia, Mobile Suit Gundam, Attack on Titan, and so many other series are available on the website in the form of energy formulas packed with all the vitamins that you need and just enough caffeine to get you going for your day. Right now, Gfuel is running a 25th anniversary campaign for Neopets. Step into the magical world of Neopets and celebrate 25 years of adventure, friendship, and fun with Neopets' 25th anniversary Gfuel Golden Berry Energy Tub. You are not going to be disappointed in the flavor with this one. Absolutely worth every penny for it. I mean, come on, it's called the Great Golden Slushy. Scoutmaster Jigen definitely approves of this one, which most importantly, this cannot be understated. Unlike a lot of energy products that are out there, there is no crash and there is zero sugar. Two really huge selling points of why I personally support Gfuel. In typical anime fashion, I am going to need you guys to send me your energy by clicking the affiliate link in the description and in the pinned comment. And when you do so, make sure to use my promo code KAGE to get yourself a discount. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the introduction, or rather the reintroduction of Sakura Uchiha into the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex story. Her first appearance since the time skip, and we have her now grand reveal, and it came and went. And I want to levy a bit of criticism on what we have while simultaneously explaining the narrative decision behind it and why, even though it's something I'm not a fan of, I do think from a writing perspective, when you take a look at it from an editorial perspective, which I have experienced as an editorial assistant, I think this is the right move, even though it's a move that some fans, myself included, didn't want to see take place. So as you likely know by now, if you read the chapter, we all had that moment where Sakura, she's finally inserted into the story after what has been over 4 long years of waiting for the character to be moved up from being placed on the bench as a background fodder in the manga, where the last time we saw her, she was in the hospital healing Sarada while Sasuke was on the other side of the bed looking at their daughter following the Boruto fight back in early 2020, back when COVID was still a thing. There are all these questions on why wasn't Sakura there to heal Inojin when he almost got killed by Jura, and he had fans typing up on the keyboards getting mad, saying why is Sakura not being used, only for the manga a few chapters later to show Sakura doing the very thing that fans are screaming and bitching about, which is heal Inojin and finish the job up, because as fans correctly said, Himawari healing Inojin wasn't a complete job because she was still working on how to use the Nine-Tails chakra properly, so she wasn't an expert yet. But as is often is the case, there's a microwave mentality of, I want a 5-course meal right now, so just throw it into the microwave because I don't have time for it to be baked into an oven. You can't have that mentality with manga. However, now at this moment, it's all coming on, and she's healed Inojin, or rather she's in the process of healing him by restoring his chakra pathway system, so his chakra is now flowing properly. We have another concern, and it's one that I've had for a while, which is the decision as to if the story would use Sakura as a vehicle to speak about the Sasuke situation and omnipotence with Boruto. So going all the way back to 2023, when the omnipotence plot twist had finally happened and Sarada awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan, and she spent the time convincing Sasuke to go play Captain Sasuke to rescue Boruto before he got himself killed, the question then shifted over to, well, what does this mean for Sarada and Sakura? I mean, and rightfully so. It was a really big deal, and it was a legitimate question. Serious enough, I trolled the two by having them on a thumbnail, homeless under a bridge, holding a "We're homeless now" sign, and poke fun at the whole situation, which they ended up pissing off a lot of the subscribers who were Sakura and Sarada fans for some reason, even though I troll all characters. Then we got the reveal that Sasuke's Ten-Tails clone Hidari was made from Sasuke's chakra, and he was going after their daughter. There was the expectation of, hey, Sakura, she's surely gonna show up now. and she's going to be alongside her daughter. After all, she's the exception to the rule about medical shinobi. She learned the Byakugo seal, so she can go out there and she can throw hands and not have to worry about anything that happens with Tsunade's rule about medical ninja. However, as we all know, only one of the two ended up showing up. Instead of Sakura showing up to help out, we had the lovable class rep show up, ready to watch from the sidelines. And when Hidari started handing out participation trophy Shidoris to class rep, she fell to her knees when she was shocked by Hidari, quite literally. This, of course, it disappointed some fans because it felt like a missed opportunity. And if that was you, hey man, I'm right there with you. I was not a fan of that either. Yet, the narrative in the new chapter decided to not have that moment where Boruto and Sakura, they're speaking in regards to Sasuke. And I'll be honest with you, as a huge fan of character interactions, I value that in storytelling. That totally let me down, which is why I had a tear in my eye when I got the channel artist on payroll to drop the thumbnail of Sakura choking Boruto while he's in handcuffs, because I knew I had to bring that whole scene to life at this point by myself because we didn't get in the manga yet. For as much as I wanted that moment where Boruto spoke to Sasuke's wife, I'm taking the side of the editor assigned to Boruto for this one here. It was the right move. And had I been an editor or an editorial assistant assigned to this would have been something I would have said would be redundant to have Boruto speak with Sakura to explain what happened to Sasuke. On one hand, I get exactly why as a fan you do want it. Same with wanting Kakashi to speak to Boruto. There's a narrative roadmap for it, but now that I've read the chapter, it switches from I would like to see this happen and here's why I wanted to see it to now I understand why you don't have this scene in the confines of chapter 14 itself. So much of the chapter was focused on the mood of the chapter, highlighting Boruto's predicament. He was in enemy territory, he was being interrogated, and it was a situation where it was going to be slowed down compared to normal pacing intentionally. The reason being is that this chapter is heavy on the writing tool of dramatic irony. We as the audience, we all know that Boruto, a lot of what he's saying, we all knew it. So when he's talking to Konoha in this chapter, we know a lot of that stuff. We saw Kashin Koji's vision about 10 directions. We saw how dire the situation Boruto's in and what the others are in as well, to a point that there are now multiple game over scenarios that lead to the world ending. We knew how the shinju were created, yet that's exactly why it's dramatic irony. We know that stuff as the audience, but there are characters in universe who do not know it. And even if Ada told them off screen, this is how the shinju appear and this is how they seem to have been made, they still have to ask those questions to Boruto while he's being held in a holding cell because it's an interrogation tactic. I'll use a real life example for you. So one of the things that one of my cousins who's a Fed told me years ago is that if you're being questioned and they're getting a very specific line of questioning for you, they already know all the answers. The only thing they're waiting for is to see how much you lie to them so that they can establish how much of the leverage they have over you that they want to use in that moment. If Boruto lied about what he knew, then they could have called him out on it and they would know they can't trust Boruto at all and that everything he's saying is cap. And they already think everything he's saying is cap. They're just looking for a reason. If Boruto told them what he did know and he filled in the blanks of stuff they didn't know, it would be, as Konoha said, a determination of how much they can trust the guy. But as we all know, Boruto's refusal to name Kashin Koji as his source, it left them at an impasse. So you already have a decent amount of retelling in this chapter, and using characters like Amato and Boruto to confirm things that the narrative hinted at, but it never fully confirmed until now. But you also had Shikamaru and Ino's drama, which has been building up from chapter 6 of the manga, where she's looking at Shikamaru crazy when he's talking about helping Boruto, and he's doubling down in chapter 8 that she needs to put her personal feelings about the situation aside and just trust him, and she's looking at him crazy in response. But you also had the whole prison break sequence from Boruto and the awakened Shinju Ryu debuting in the chapter and the reveal that the Sand Village was attacked. That's a lot there. When you have all that information to go through, Sakura being dropped into the chapter, even for a few panels of interaction with Boruto, it messes up the flow of the chapter for the sake of cheap endorphin hits that you get for fan service. Anything you gain from Boruto having to explain what happened to Sasuke to Sakura You can convey that same impact and emotions by having it shown through the vehicle known as the daughter Sarada. And in fact, we already saw Sarada's reaction to learning that Sasuke stuck as a tree. Sasuke is a guardian of the galaxy now. We saw her reaction to Hidari being made from Sasuke's chakra and her desperation to save Sasuke by getting the Thorn Soul bulb as recently as 2 chapters ago. It's diminishing returns if you do it again, but you use it as Sakura's way to do it, diminishing returns. Just using what's already been previously established with the characters, we know a few things. We know the Uchiha family, they are connected on a deeper level. It's cliche, but that's what the lore says. Sakura never had to worry about Sasuke when he was going through Sasuke dimensions. She didn't have to second guess that he was coming home. She didn't have to guess if Sasuke was going into brothels, because she knew in her heart that Sasuke was coming home and she trusted her husband. Once Sakura spoke to Sarada and Sasuke spoke to Sarada, she understood that fact as well. Their bond, it was deep enough. Even before Sarada awakened the Mangekyo, even when Sasuke suppressing his bloodlust to kill Boruto, he was still able to suppress and keep it in check so he could check in on his daughter and listen to her because of how insistent she was that Boruto was innocent. He could have shut it down immediately and said, hey, go take your ass home right now. And yet he chose to listen to her, and as she went on her emotional speech, she eventually awakened the Mangekyo, and Sasuke, knowing what those eyes symbolized, he went, hold up, I might need to listen to my daughter seriously now. If Sasuke was able to take solace in his daughter's words, and we know with certainty that Sarada has been raising hell around the village to a point of passing out photos of baby Boruto with Naruto to people in the village and going, dude, wake up, Naruto's son isn't a cyborg. Since when did Naruto's child need to go see a model for a freaking oil change and tune-up? You can believe at some point during those 3 years, she had the conversation with her mother. Sakura has trusted Sasuke before when the entire world would refuse to do so. Most importantly, Sakura knows how much Naruto means to Sasuke. If anyone can get to the point where they're going to clap Boruto on sight and then switch gears to saying I'm going to protect Boruto at all costs, it would be Sasuke, and Sakura would know that her husband has reasons for what he's doing and she would trust him. She's done it before and she's very likely doing it now. This chapter, it isn't the chapter to show that Boruto and Sakura interaction some people want. Again, that's me included. I give my bias there. She was exactly where she needed to be, in the hospital with her best friend's son, healing him because he was still unresponsive. It would have been incredibly selfish if she said, hey, Ino, I know your son's not getting chakra right now. You know, chakra that his organs need. But I'm going to go ask Boruto about my husband. You can figure it out with inojin. You're still young enough. Go have another kid if you need one. That's not going to happen. Hell, this chapter wasn't even the right time to mention anything about Sakura and Sarada. Outside of Sarada was Hidari's target. That's why you didn't see Sarada until the end of the chapter. If you absolutely have to have that moment in the story, you can throw it in as a throwaway line of Sarada saying, well, when I told my mom this, she reacted this way, but it's not needed here in chapter 14. It's a waste of space and it doesn't offer any long-lasting payoff. Which in a monthly manga, that's exactly what you should be aiming for. If Boruto never told Sarada about what happened to Sasuke, then yeah, I would double down and this would be a rant video and I'd be saying Sakura and Boruto should have spoken and I'd have been raising all holy hell. But Boruto did tell Sarada all that stuff, which means the Sakura point is not needed as much as clicking on the right to see the new Boruto chapter review or clicking here on the left to see the new Anime Explained video. And remember, Shinju DNA is love, Shinju DNA is life.